You are listening to the Outlaw Podcast with me, your host, Andrea Hall. I am a certified equine gestalt coach, speaker, 3-time author, and lawyer. I help women lawyers who are miserable in their career, struggling with mental and emotional health issues, wanting to have fun in their lives, and struggling to be selfish. After fulfilling my dream of being a criminal defense attorney and opening my own law practice right out of law school, I thought I had it all. While at the height of my career, my 18-month-old puppy died, and I thought, what am I killing myself for? Sometime later, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and my world turned upside down. It was in that moment I realized something had to change. This podcast is about sharing my journey with you about what is possible in your life outside the legal profession, stopping the adulting and being able to play as a child, inspiring you to dream again. Let the journey begin.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Outlaw. I am your host, Andrea Hall. My husband didn't know that he married somebody so smart. The things he didn't know before he got married when he was single. I just listened to a comedian and I posted it on my personal page on Facebook. And this comedian was sharing the wealth of knowledge that his wife had that he didn't know existed when he was single. And I never how Jonathan has actually survived. And this man even said this in his little skit. I don't know how I survived. Had I not married her, I would have been dead in a few short months because she had so much knowledge. And I listened and all I could think of was the smart things that I too have shared with my poor husband to make him smarter over the last 2.5 years. And I could see my life with my husband so clearly as this comedian was sharing this little skit. And I thought, Jonathan has learned so much since we've been married, like how to load a dishwasher. I bet my husband never knew that there was a proper way to load the dishwasher. Like the plates are supposed to be going the same direction and that glasses are supposed to be put on top. And how many years has he been loading the dishwasher wrong? I bet his poor mother had lots of dirty dishes at home. And I bet he didn't know that there was a proper way to actually sneeze. I bet my husband never knew that he was way too loud. And I bet he didn't know that when he sneezed, he could be heard a mile away. Thankfully, I was able to point that out for him and show him, so now the neighbors can rest easier when he sneezes. He famously tells me he's tired, and I say, no, you're not. While then he tries to stay awake and show me that he's really not tired, when in reality he's tired, even though I told him he wasn't tired. The best one is how to get dressed. As he's getting dressed and coming out, and I look at him and I say, is that what you're wearing? Or wait, maybe I don't even say anything. Maybe I just look at him. And he then says, what? Am I not dressed appropriately? I'm not really sure how he survived the last 36 years of getting dressed, because I have to tell him all the time that certain things don't go together, colors don't match. He needs to be more dressed up for the occasion. It's amazing he was able to get dressed before we got married. Does this sound familiar? I know it made me laugh, yet I also had to take a step back and really think about the deeper lesson. Even though it was extremely funny, it had me reflect what the comedian had to say and why it's necessary for me to point those things out. What inside of me needed to be right about the way the dishwasher is loaded? Does it really matter as long as the dishes are clean? Is there only one way to load the dishwasher? And when he sneezes, is it okay that he sneezes loud? And can the neighbors really hear him a mile away? I don't even know if the neighbors could hear him next door, let alone a mile away. His clothes. Will the world stop if his clothes don't match, or if he's not as dressed up as I am for an event? And ultimately, the answer is no. And what I learned is that no matter what, and how much I laughed at this comedian, there was still a lesson for me. How can I be more understanding and not always have to be right? And I know he appreciates his smart wife, yet I bet he would appreciate if I kept my mouth closed sometimes. I want you to share with me some of your knowledge/funny stories that you have shared with your spouse that they probably would have never survived had they never met you. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Outlaw.
Thanks for tuning into another episode of Outlaw. There is life after litigation. If anything I said in this episode resonates with you, call for a free exploratory session to see how I can help you. My horses will give you instantaneous feedback, unlike traditional talk therapy. You will shift your awareness into real time with the help of a horse. The horses are like lie detectors, flushing out limiting beliefs with a swish of their tail, a shift of their 1,200-pound body, or a simple unwillingness to move. Horses have a way of seeing into the window of our souls. Horses have been connected to humanity since the dawn of time. Their hearts can heal and mend our broken hearts. Simply standing in their presence can change our lives forever, putting the puzzle pieces back together and returning us to wholeness. Horses are restoring the parts of us that have been missing. You can call us at 970-682-4405 to set up your appointment today. Want to be inspired daily? See about our latest events or purchase a copy of my books? Go to our website at www.witherswhisper.com. That's www.witherswhisper.com. Or you can follow us on any social media venue at Withers Whisper. Until the next episode, listen to the whispers.